Hello, hello, hello. What is up, everyone? It's me, Alexis Olson, coming to you live from Hamilton, Montana. I'm really excited and actually really nervous to make this live video, but I know it's time to share a little bit more of my story with y'all. So I'm going to be probably sharing some things I've never shared before about my story. So if you're on here live, please comment below #live. And if you are watching the replay, please comment below #replay. If you're new to my page, hello. I love connecting with new people, with new women. Actually, connecting with people on the internet is what saved my life 9 years ago. So if you're new here, I'm glad you're here. I hope you get something out of this, and I hope you resonate with anything that I say. And if you do, please click that share button in the bottom right corner. I will really appreciate it. And if you are new, please comment below #new. And whoever you are, let me know where you're tuning in from, what city and state you're coming in from today. So, yeah, I was just, I've been vulnerability has been on my mind this drive. I'm actually here at my great grandmother's care home where she lives, and she is on hospice care, and I come out here twice a week to help feed her and help hydrate her. And so I wanted to take a quick minute before I go in there to spend time with her and take care of her, to go live and just share a little bit about my story. Hi, Stephanie from Arkansas. What's up, girl? Um, yeah, so I mean, my story doesn't begin with being homeless in LA per se. There's a lot of things that happened in my story before then. But I figure it's a good place to start and maybe only take a few minutes to share instead of from the very beginning. But even before that, just to kind of give you a brief rundown of where I come from. I was raised by my mother and her boyfriend, my sibling's father, her boyfriend at the time, until I was about 8 years old, and then I moved in with my grandparents. I'll just pretend like that didn't happen. I always have to get, like, my phone case is so thick it's hard to balance it. Yeah, so I moved in with my grandparents when I was 8 years old, and when I became an adult, I had a really poor money mindset. I thought that when you got bills in the mail, it was really normal to have like a bill drawer, and that things going to collections was just a normal thing. So I didn't pay my bills. I ended up getting on government assistance for food stamps when I was 18, because in the friend circle that I had at the time, that's just what you did when you were 18. Like, whether you really needed them or not, that's what you did. And so that's what I did. And I was on those probably until I was about 21 years old, 22 years old, and was just was just reliant on them. And even though I didn't necessarily need it, I did qualify for it. But I share that because I just want to share where I've come from. And when I was living with my mom, I didn't know this until recently, but we grew up in like Section 8 housing, where we got low income housing, got a discount on that, on our housing situation. And so when I was about 22 or 23, I had already been doing network marketing. Hi, Chelsea, thanks for being on here. And this video is very much about network marketing because it completely changed my life. And if you don't know what that is, it's the business that pays my bills. It's the business that I've been in for the last 9 years. And my story is not one of an overnight success where all of a sudden I made $1 million and I just figured it out right away. Right away. In fact, it's very different than that. I stopped and started a lot, just because of self-sabotaging, not believing in myself, having to find how to get aligned with like the right team and the right mission and the right product, which is where I'm at now. And so it's taken me a while to get here, but I want to share why I didn't give up. Like, why I couldn't stop thinking about network marketing, and why I didn't stop building in network marketing. And so for me, one of the biggest catalysts for changes in my mindset and my drive for wanting to commit to building a business in network marketing was because of the situation I put myself in. So I moved to Los Angeles with a guy that I met in recovery, and I didn't have any money saved, and his dad actually paid our rent. And I was working as a barista, and I was living paycheck to paycheck, and I was broke. And the thing that I learned about that situation was I put myself in a place where my security and my stability was dependent on another person who I honestly did not know well. And this wasn't really the first time I had done that. And so that had become a pattern for me. And when shit hit the fan, this time it was very, very apparent that I could not let that happen to myself. I would not put myself in any situation that even closely resembled that because of how badly it ended. And so I got this, when things didn't work out, when that relationship ended, um, wow, thanks for sharing that, Chelsea. When that relationship ended, as you could imagine, I had nothing. I didn't have a place to live. I didn't have any money saved up to move into a new place. I was so hurt and heartbroken that, he gave me the option to stay there while I got on my feet. But my pride was too big that I was like, no, I'm out of here. And I kept showing up to my job, which was so unbelievably difficult for me because I was broken in so many ways. And I kept showing up to my jobs and my job, and I was couch surfing with coworkers and trying, getting Airbnbs, like trying to stay afloat, even though like there was no plan. And I remember showering at my gym. That I had a gym membership, and so I would shower and get ready for work at my gym. And after that experience, I decided that I needed to make sure that never happened again. And so what I've done since then is, and that's, that's why I continued with network marketing, is I was like, I have to have a savings. If I'm gonna have a man move in with me, my name has to be on the lease. If a man's gonna live with me, I have to have a cushion. I've got to have lots of money in the bank so that I can take care of Alexis at the end of the day, because I know what it feels like to not be able to take care of myself. And I don't know what that looks like to you. I don't know if that looks like not being able to afford like self care or a massage, like things I'm able to do without even thinking about today. But the life that I have today of having a savings and having my name on things and having my own car is because of network marketing. And I just resonated so hard with like, why not me? Why couldn't it be me? And if you know anything about my story, it doesn't, and this is what I love so much about the opportunity and so much about network marketing, is that it really can work for anybody. And if you know anything about my story, it doesn't make sense for me to be where I'm at. It doesn't make sense because I was addicted to drugs for many years and the people involved with it, and I sold my dignity for that lifestyle, and I gave away everything for drugs. And I share that and share like financially where I come from and with my family and some of those habits that I adopted as well, because it would have made sense for me to just get a regular job and continue to live paycheck to paycheck. It would have made sense for me to just continue renting a room from somebody because it was cheaper. It would have made sense for me to stay on food stamps. It would have made sense for me to have a kid at an early age. Even I know those, of course, are blessings, even if they're not planned. But for me personally, I just decided, like, no, that's not going to be my story. I love that meme that's floating around on social media that says it ran in my family until it ran into me. And I really, really feel strongly about that. And I never believed that it was too late for me to make that true. No matter how many times I kept repeating the same pattern, the same behaviors, getting myself in shitty situations, I kept thinking I can still be the change. I can still create change. I can still acquire a savings account. I can still do all of these things. And I know I can do it through network marketing because I had watched other people do it. And when I was in that place in my addiction where I had that moment of clarity of looking at myself in the mirror, and I don't know what that moment is for you. It might not be drugs. It might not be, I know a lot of us are surrounded by people that don't necessarily have our best interests at heart. I don't know what moment it is for you where you looked in the mirror and either didn't feel anything or realized that the way you're living now, you're not going to love the woman that you become in 5 years or 10 years or 20 years. And for me, 9 years ago, I had that moment of clarity where I knew I needed to start doing something differently, but I did not know how to do it. And I knew I couldn't do it alone. For the first time in my life, I made that realization that I could not make the changes I wanted alone and with the current people that are so connected. Okay. And so that's when network marketing found me. And that was the crutch that I needed because my current crutches in my life were so dysfunctional, were not legal, were so the same thing every single day. My current crutches at that time were based on survival mode, and I just wanted to, for once in my life, thrive. I, for once in my life, wanted to show my siblings that there could be something different than the way we had been brought up, the way they had been brought up, in this generational pattern of just coasting through life. And we all know, this isn't to shame anyone. I think what happens to us isn't our fault, but it is our responsibility to do something about it. And so for network marketing, that was the catalyst for me. And all of a sudden, I was surrounded by people who saw things in me that I couldn't see, who challenged me to think a little bit bigger, who challenged me to believe in the fact that I could have a job and make extra money and all of a sudden not live paycheck to paycheck, who encouraged me to believe that I could make enough money to fill up my gas tank to go and drive to the hot springs to get out of town to have for my mental health. Like, those were just really small things, but those were my goals in the beginning with network marketing. I never necessarily wanted to do it full time, even though I knew I had a problem with authority and didn't have feel a lot of passion in most of the jobs that I had. But in the beginning, nonetheless, I didn't have the vision of wanting to have the life I have today. That grew over time. I just wanted a little extra money so I could take care of myself. And that and that happened. That happened because I kept showing up. I kept plugging in with my mentor. I kept asking for help. I kept telling on myself when I knew I was doing things that were against the things I said I wanted. And so I was just having a moment of being really proud of where I've come from. And no matter, if it's a crazy huge story or not, it's my story and it's the truth. And I know if it wasn't for other women who struggled with some of the things that I struggled with, if they didn't get on and share their story, social media, as sad or pathetic as it sounds, was the only connection to a better life that I had. It was the only place where I could see different possibilities for myself. It was the only place I could find people outside of my circle that had what I wanted and who had characters that I respected and that I wanted to embody and be more like. And so every day I get to grow into that. And every day I get to be re inspired. Even if I don't feel like it, I try to remember where I come from and remain humble, because this is a gift that I earned. And this is a gift that I feel if I don't give away or at least speak on, that someone else might not have the opportunity that I did. And what I love so much about network marketing is so many people in my family said, you're never going to be able to do that full time, Alexis. You're going to have to get a job. You're going to have letters behind your last name for people to respect you. And I'm so glad that although I heard what they were saying, I didn't believe it to my core, where I just completely gave up what I knew was possible. Like, I just had just an inkling of an idea that maybe I could be like these other people, you know, like maybe I could. Maybe I could be a leader. Maybe I could earn enough gas money to get out of town. Maybe I could stop living paycheck to paycheck. Maybe I could start investing in the stock market. All the things I had never done and never seen anyone in my family do, I thought to myself, hey, like maybe I could. And maybe you can too. That's the point of the video. Maybe you can too. Whatever you've done, the biggest thing that I heard that was again a catalyst for me was what I did yesterday doesn't define who I am today. So no matter what happened yesterday, if you made a mistake, if you used a drug yesterday, if you blacked out drunk yesterday, it is never too late to rewrite your story. It's never too late to start taking steps to the woman that you know you're meant to become. So it doesn't happen by accident, and a decision isn't made until you take action. So if you're curious about what I do, if you're curious about how network marketing could change your life, hit me up. I'm the girl for the job, and we have an amazing team, and we love each other so hard. And I'm just so grateful for all of you, and thanks for your continued support. Thanks for tuning in and listening to this, and don't stop. Just don't stop believing. And don't keep your goals to yourself. Find people that it's safe to share big goals with, and I'm one of those safe people. So anyway, I'm gonna go into this retirement home and take care of my great grandma now. But I love y'all so much from the bottom of my heart, and hope to talk to some of you soon in one-on-one messenger. All right, have a good day. Bye.